Our next matter of business is to present the Moose Krause Award. This is such a special award for those of us who are blessed to know Moose Krause and knew what he stood for and how well he represented this university. I think this is maybe one of the highest awards that we give here at Notre Dame. And to make the presentation, I'd like to call up our Assistant Athletic Director, Jim Frawley, to make this year's presentation.
It's especially meaningful for me to be able to share in this special evening tonight with our recipient of the Moose Krause Distinguished Service Award, Marty Allen, along with members of his family. As you may know, the Moose Krause Distinguished Service Award is named in honor of Notre Dame athletic legend Edward Moose Krause. Moose was a three-sport monogram winner here at the University of Notre Dame and earned All-American honors in both football and basketball, but he also competed in track and field as well. He later served as an assistant football coach, as well as an assistant basketball and head basketball coach, before becoming one of the most respected athletic directors throughout the entire country. Moose served admirably as Notre Dame's athletic director for more than 30 years, from 1949 to 1981. Simply stated, the Moose Krause Distinguished Service Award is the Monogram Club's highest honor, and it's annually bestowed upon an active Monogram Club member who has distinguished themselves in the following 4 ways. First, the individual must have demonstrated exemplary performance in either local, state, or national government. In addition, the individual must have shown outstanding dedication to the spirit, the ideals, and the values of Notre Dame. Third, the individual must have demonstrated responsibility to and concern for their respective community. And finally, the individual must have shown extraordinary commitment and involvement with their local youth and children in their local community. This year's recipient was a former head football manager. In fact, he will be the first student manager ever to receive this prestigious award. Marty continues to serve as a longtime and valued member of the Monogram Club Board of Directors. From 1997 to 1999, he served as the Monogram Club's 59th president. To this day, Marty continues to serve as the chairman emeritus and a lifetime trustee of the Gerard Ford Foundation in his hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan. You know, while the titles and positions Marty has held throughout his professional career have been incredibly distinguished, over the years I've learned that positions and titles really don't mean a whole lot to Marty. Knowing Marty like I do, I feel confident to tell you that he would tell you the most important titles that he's held is friend, mentor, confidant, community leader, family man, and most importantly, loving husband. As a result, many of us have come to love and respect Marty for who he is, but indeed, more importantly, for what he represents: humility, love of family, love for his alma mater, Notre Dame. Please direct your attention to the video screens as we pay tribute to this year's recipient. 2013 Moose Krause Distinguished Service Award to Marty Allen.
This is a tough one. Come here, Haley.
Thank you, Mike. Okay. Well, my granddaughter Alex said, if you get sad, I'll make you laugh. It's that time, dear. Thank you, Jim, for the introduction. Fellow manager, and Mike Sullivan, who is on the staff here, who also is a manager who created this video. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it a lot. Kind of like what Dick said when he arrived on the campus after he was accepted and I was accepted in 1954. You know, my main goal was to get my degree. But I did have a second goal, which was maybe a little unique, and I really had a tremendous desire to be a football manager. That's what I wanted to be. And in 1958, my senior year, I, like many of you, got that scroll that has some unbelievable words to it that just makes you a little different than the degree you get. Mine read, and yours read the same thing without my name, and it said, "This is to attest that Martin J. Allen Jr. is endowed with a varsity athletics insignia at his alma mater's tribute to his loyalty, football manager, 1957. His deeds, her inspiration, his name is solemn tradition of Notre Dame." The great thing about it, besides those words, which you're all familiar with, and I still use the same one, it was signed by Executive Vice President Father Joyce and Director of Athletics Edward Moose Krause. So, 56 years later, here I am, to accept the award, the Moose Krause Award, with a great deal of humility. I knew him well. He was such a great guy. He came to Grand Rapids, played golf. My kids' wife. The thing about Moose was, and Father really, they were the great cigar smokers on campus, and they never bought a cigar in their life. And so I was thrilled by that. The humility goes also on to the recipients that preceded me. I mean, it's just an unbelievable list, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I didn't know until I was told that I was the first student manager to receive the award. And my first thought was, I wish that I could share that with all of them, because when you look around this ring of names, of roughly 7,500 names, other than the football team that ranks number one, the football, or not just football, student managers is the second largest group of this organization, and they mean a great deal to me. I know it meant a lot to me to start my career, to have that experience, but if you're ever over in the football building at the Goob, there is a quotation on the wall by Coach Holtz, and let me read it to you. "I have always been extremely impressed with the student managers organization at Notre Dame. It is a very unique and impressive organization that supports the varsity athletic programs. The managers play an integral role behind the scenes in support of all the coaches and players." And this was the part that I always tickled me. He said this to me once too. "I wish I could buy 10% of each of the futures, as they will truly be leaders of tomorrow." End of quote. That's how he felt about managers. I just know that being a manager contributed a lot to me. And as Dick said, you know, when I look back, all the years that I've been involved, and it's been over 20 years I've been involved with the Monogram Club. It's the friends that I've continually made over those years that I wonder to myself, how could I have ever gone without them? They're just such a marvelous group. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say one more thing about Father Reilly. Father Reilly, Bob captured it very well when there was a quotation about women being on the board, because I can remember the first year, and he was executive director starting out when I was starting out, and it was nothing to be at the board meeting, hear this voice say, after one of the females had made a presentation, "I told you they talk too much." But he loved them all, he really did. He really did. And not only to have him as my first, to have the next three people be Bill Scholl, Jim Frawley, and Beth Hunter, just have done incredible work for this organization. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say something about Dick and Haley. I just agree totally what Beth said about you at the luncheon, but I just want to add a couple dimensions. I hear about all these awards I got, but I have to tell you, Dick has got the real trioca of this university. He's the past president of the Alumni Association. He's now the past president of the Monogram Club and serves as a trustee of University of Notre Dame. I don't think anybody's ever going to match that, and that's something about him that I think is so good. And Haley, we all know the story of Haley. She's just such a special person, and We know about her courage and everything, but I have to tell you, and I chatted with her a little bit, commencement addresses, because I had made a couple, but she didn't need any of my attention to it. It's kind of like being an emeritus director. They don't really need my attention. But she gave the commencement address here last year at Notre Dame. A high honor, but she did it better than anybody did. I sat there and I looked at Father Jenkins. He had the biggest smile on his face I've ever seen. And she's going to give another commencement address in a couple of weeks at Seton Hill College. If you might recall, there was a bus accident there and they lost a coach, and they've asked her to come and talk to their students. So I have to also repeat, this organization is in such good hands. I mean, it's just an incredible organization, and it has grown so much over the time I've been involved in it. So let me just end here with a telephone call I got in 1985 from President Ford. He called me and he said, "Marty, I have a favor to ask of you." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "I would like you to be the chairman of my foundation." And I said, "Mr. President, I'm honored, but I think you forgot something." And he said, "What's that?" I said, "My undergraduate degree is from Notre Dame. My graduate degree is from Michigan State." And he just chuckled a little bit. He said, "I know all that." But he said, "You got a little wiser in your old age, and you married a University of Michigan girl." And it was the best decision I ever made. So almost all this row, I'm going to ask them to stand and turn around, because these are the members of the family, led by a lady who has the greatest titles, a mother and a grandmother, and who we say has achieved a lifetime award from our family. So Sue and the rest of the clan, just stand up and turn. So Alex, those are my happy tears. To all of you, thank you, and may Notre Dame du Lac be with you always and always. Thank you very, very much.